Hello and welcome to a little show we like to call Know Your Mojo. My name is Eric. This is a quiz that we're going to do and we're doing it live. And the question is, how well do you know your mojo? Well, if you know it well enough, you could win yourself some Mojo swag. T-shirt, caps, maybe drink from a Mojo mug. And all you have to do is give the right answer to a question we're going to ask. And basically what we're doing here is we're going to reverse engineer a list. So we're going to give you the entries and you have to figure out what the name of that list is based on the entries. Now, this is a list that has not come out yet. It's going to come out in the next couple of weeks. So you can't Google it to find out what it is first. And it's also a bit of a sneak peek for you to see what we've got in the pipeline. And so how do we do this? Well, we have a live chat, and that's where my friend Jem comes in. How you doing, Jem?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very excited. We're live.
Yeah.
In front of the whole world.
Whole wide world.
We're going to give away some swag.
Yeah.
We're going to see how well people know their mojo.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So what you should do is really participate in the chat, give us some comments, give us your thoughts, give us the answers. Wait around till the end of the show because we're going to only reveal the winners at the end. And basically we're looking for the most exact name of the list. If you get the exact name and you're the first one to do so, you'll win. If nobody gets the exact name, then we'll give it to the closest and first person to get the closest answer. But we also have a prize for those who can give us the most creative and maybe funny alternative answers, because no top 10 list has its own one title. You can probably assign...
You can always throw a different kind of spin to it and it will still be somewhat accurate.
Exactly. And so we'll be the jury. We'll decide which one is the winner of the alternative funny title. And so participate in the chat. Let us know what you think. And the way we're going to do it is basically we're going to show you guys a supercut. We're going to take a video and we're going to cram it down to like a 1-minute thing where you'll get to guess the entries. And then once you've figured out the entries, you have to figure out, the puzzle is, what unites all these things? What is it that puts them all together? And that would be the name of the list. So I guess without further ado, let's get right to it. Let's show the first supercut. Manny, are you ready?
Iron Man, that's kind of catchy. It's got a nice ring to it. I mean, it's not technically accurate. The seat's a gold titanium alloy, but it's kind of evocative, the imagery, anyway.
Hey, Wade.
Wade Wilson, patron saint of the pitiful. What can I do for you?
I'd love a blowjob.
Oh, God, me too.
What you are? A vampire gone insane that pollutes its own bed.
But let's be frank, you never wanted my friendship. And you were afraid to be in my debt.
Will we die just a little?
Vodka martini. Shaken or stirred?
Do I look like I give a damn?
See, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
So, are you the Avatar Ong?
Mr. Goldie, I protest!
You return empty-handed from the chase, my son?
Not so, fine gazelle.
What do you think, Jem? That's a little bit tough, eh?
It is a little bit tough. I have actually no idea.
You have no idea?
None.
That's very good. Okay, well, if we've stumped Jem, we're doing a good job. It is a bit of a stumper. I mean, there's some iconic performances there, iconic actors, iconic lines.
It's very iconic.
Do we have anyone participating yet?
Yeah, of course. There is Ramisa GM, who suggests that this could be the top 10 Marvel movies.
I'm not sure about that.
Amara Keeb says hi. Alex Foss says top 10 Marvel characters. Everybody's saying top 10 Marvel characters. Caitlin Malone, Techtrix Games, 1987 Aim Death. VT Alternate says Marvel Origins. Name says top 10 Marvel movies.
So we're really in a Marvel tunnel over here.
Yeah, I guess that's because they saw Iron Man.
They also saw Deadpool, which
they did, yeah,
not necessarily MCU, but it is
a Marvel movie.
It is a Marvel movie, yeah, exactly. Although Tom Cruise Interview with the Vampire, that would have been an interesting Marvel movie, but
it would have been interesting, yeah.
Right. So, any other guesses worthy of mentioning so far?
Esa Villegas. I'm sorry if I'm butchering anybody's name, by the way.
This will happen.
But, that's what happens on the internet. Top 10 memorable quotes in great movies.
Interesting. Okay.
Cola Bobby says top 10 best movies.
Top 10. There's a lot of good movies in there. I mean, what we should probably do, we'll play the supercut again because, I mean, it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
People need to see it again. And then start to try and put together, what do these things have in common? And then what overarching title unites them? How about we have a look again?
Let's do it.
Manny?
Iron Man, that's kind of catchy. It's got a nice ring to it. I mean, it's not technically accurate to see it's a gold titanium alloy, but it's kind of evocative, the imagery, anyway.
Hey, Wade.
Wade Wilson, patron saint of the pitiful. What can I do for you?
I'd love a blowjob.
Oh, God, me too.
What you are? A vampire gone insane that pollutes its own bed.
But let's be frank, you never wanted my friendship. And, you were afraid to be in my debt.
But we died just a little.
Vodka martini. Shaken or stirred?
Do I look like I give a damn?
See, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
So, are you the Avatar wrong?
Mystical Ivory! I protest!
You return empty-handed from the chase, my son?
Not so, fine gazelle.
You followed me.
It's a chin scratcher.
It's a chin scratcher.
It's-
I like that term.
It's not an easy one, but you will. There's some hints in there for sure. There's some that really give away some obvious qualities to this list. Why don't we have a look at the entries? We'll throw it up on the screen so people can see one by one. We'll go through it. So the first one is Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. Any guesses so far?
There are some.
Yeah.
Is it top 10 sarcastic protagonists? That's suggested
I like
by
that
I
one.
heard Steve 13.
Keep that one in mind. That might be good for alternative answer.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There are, people are convinced that this has to do with something to do with iconic.
Okay, yeah. We did mention iconic, but it might not. We might have misled you with the whole iconic thing, or maybe not. Let's go to the next one here.
All right.
So T.J. Miller,
Miller.
Deadpool 2. So yes, there is a superhero theme in these first two, but, and by the way, I should mention that I'm about to see Deadpool 2, a press screening. I'm very excited about this. And we will have reviews for you next week. A spoiler review, a spoiler-free review. We'll have lots of Deadpool stuff. And we even did one of those what if we recast Deadpool. You'll have a lot of fun with that. But that's coming up soon. Number 8. Tom Cruise in Interview with the Vampire. So we're no longer in superhero territory.
No,
that was a
we're
big
not.
deal when it came out. Like Anne Rice novels were all the rage. When was that? 1994. But let's go to number 7.
1994.
Marlon Brando's The Godfather. One of the greatest movies of all time.
So good.
Do you have a preferred Godfather movie?
Well, the first one, I really like the first one.
Yeah.
It's just a classic.
But a lot of people go with the second. Let us know. Whatever your favorite Godfather movie is, let us know in the comments, in the chat. Let's keep going here.
Yes.
Number 6, Johnny Depp in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Am I saying it right?
Grindelwald.
Yes, exactly. So this is coming out November 2018, in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of excitement about that one. Number 5, Daniel Craig in Casino Royale.
This is a very eclectic collection of people.
It is, yeah. People will talk to iconic. There is a lot of iconography. Let's try that again. Iconography going on there. Let's just try the next one. Okay, number 4, speaking of icons.
There it is.
Heath Ledger as the Joker. I mean, that is one of the all-time greatest performances in film history. Number 3, isn't this interesting? Number 3 is the entire cast of The Last Airbender. That might be a hint. That could be a bit of a giveaway. Let's look at number 2. Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Now, are we starting to see a theme? Maybe. Anyone know? Last one, entry number 1. John Wayne in The Conqueror. So I think we'll have to maybe look at some of the comments. Why don't we play it one more time, just so you guys get that much more of a feel for it, and then Jem and I will look at some of the guesses. Manny, can we roll it again?
Iron Man, that's kind of catchy. It's got a nice ring to it. I mean, it's not technically accurate to see it's a gold titanium alloy, but it's kind of evocative, the imagery, anyway.
Hey, Wade.
Wade Wilson, patron saint of the pitiful. What can I do for you?
I'd love a blowjob.
Oh, God, me too.
What you are? A vampire gone insane that pollutes its own bed.
But let's be frank, you never wanted my friendship. And, you were afraid to be in my debt.
But we died just a little.
Vodka martini. Shaken or stirred?
Do I look like I give a damn?
See, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
So, Are you the Avatar Ong?
Mr. Gold Ivory, I protest!
You return empty-handed from the chase, my son?
Not so, fine gazelle.
I think you guys are getting it. We've looked at some of the answers. Jim, tell me some of the fine guesses we've had from some of the people, maybe some of the comments, even unrelated to the list.
Well, there is Rosie Carrick, who suggests that this could be top 10 movies that were better than the first one.
Interesting. Although I don't know if there was a first one to The Conqueror, but
Iron Man was the first one.
That's right.
For most circumstances, so I don't think it's that.
Okay.
Top 10 actors who switched genres.
Oh.
Does that work?
Does it work?
Sorta.
Could entire cast of Last Airbender, I guess. I guess some way. Yeah.
Let's see. Aviator Shadow says top 10 actors that fit their roles. Satyam Priyardashi says top 10 actors who nailed the character.
Interesting.
And there was a quote. There was another one earlier by Julie, I think, that said top 10 controversial quotes. And then there was D'Artagnan, who said top 10 movies with whitewashing.
That's very close. That's very close. Yeah, it's not exactly there. Do we have anyone who's gotten the exact answer yet?
Well, I personally think it's something.
Yeah.
And I think Dr. Nerdly might have gotten it right.
Okay, Dr. Nerdly, I like the name. What
They
does Dr. Nerdly
suggest
say?
top 10 controversial castings.
Boom! Dr. Nerdly, you win some Mojo swag. Let's go through it. Why are these controversial? Well, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. You know, when he first was cast in this role, he was kind of down and out. He had some drug problems. He had some problems with the law. And nobody thought that he was going to be like a leading man that could lead the MCU, not just one movie, but like 10 years of massive movies. So that was pretty controversial at the time. TJ Miller, well, he's been accused of sexual assault, so that's probably not, in fact, most definitely not going to be back in Deadpool 3. Tom Cruise, Interview with the Vampire. Little known fact, Anne Rice was totally against casting Tom Cruise.
That's interesting.
She didn't want him at all. She actually had some interesting choices for who she wanted to be cast in that. And if you tune into our actual list, which comes out next week, you'll find out who she wanted to be in that actual role of Lestat. Marlon Brando in The Godfather. Can you imagine The Godfather without Marlon Brando? Well, at first Paramount Pictures didn't want him. I think it was Paramount. At least the studio didn't want him. But Mario Puzo and Francis Ford Coppola had to push. They actually had to, they sneaky means to get him cast in that. Wow. Again, check our list next week and you'll find out.
And now we can't even imagine who else would have been able to play that guy.
Exactly, and he a bit like Robert Downey Jr. He had some rough years. Nobody thought that he would be, able to really carry that off. What's next? Johnny Depp. Well, the whole Amber Heard thing, a bit like TJ Miller. He's not in Hollywood's best graces these days, and he's kind of creepy and weird and oily these days, anyways. Don't you think?
Yeah, he's.
I'm not a huge. I liked his old stuff, but not so much anymore. Daniel Craig. People were up in arms. A blonde Bond.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like people were. But it worked.
It worked. He's one of the most iconic. He's one of the greatest Bonds of all time. I would have liked Clive Owen when they were kind of trying to figure out who they should cast. I like Clive Owen, but I want to know actually from you guys. Let us know in your comments who is the best Bond as far as you're concerned. Let us know over here. Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. The dude was a rom-com guy before he got this. Well, he was in Brokeback Mountain, but nobody thought that he had the depth to pull off the Joker, and then tragically died while doing the role.
He was so good as the Joker.
He was. And I wanted to show this, but look, if you have a chance, Google the inspiration for Heath Ledger's The Joker. It's Tom Waits. There's an interview where it's unbelievable how much he had him to a T. So the inspiration for The Joker was Tom Waits, in case you didn't know.
Do it after the show, though.
After the show, of course, yes. The entire cast of The Last Airbender, well, that was whitewashing, crazy whitewashing. That was a disaster.
I'm just sad about that movie. It's such a good TV show. It's such a good cartoon.
But is M. Night Shyamalan maybe coming back with Split? And I guess what is going to be the next one? Maybe. Is it Split? I think that's the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Heath, there's a quote from the director, actually, who said, where is it? Let me see if I can find that. He says, in a documentary, he basically said, Blake Edwards said that when the movie was made, he didn't think about the implications of casting an actor of European heritage in a role as a Japanese person, but looking back, I wish I had never done it. I would give anything to be able to recast it. So he at least sees the errors of his ways. And John Wayne is the conqueror. He played Genghis Khan. John Wayne as Genghis Khan, not really, again, a little bit of whitewashing there, but he begged. In fact, the director said, I don't think you should do this, and he pulled the script out of the trash and said, I want to do this. I want to play Genghis Khan the way a cowboy would play him. So
I guess.
Yeah, no, that was a terrible movie. And this is a weird little known fact, or maybe it's actually quite known, that they filmed that in the desert in Utah just like 10 years after the US government did nuclear testing, and a lot of the people that worked on that movie ended up getting very, very sick. So
yikes.
Yeah, kind of an ill-fated movie. There you go, top 10 controversial casting choices. Let's move on. We're going to do another one. So we have a prize. We're going to give that to Dr. Nerdly.
Dr. Nerdly, that's right.
Dr. Nerdly, and we're going to figure out who we want to give the alternative casting prize to. But let's go on to the next list. We have another supercut. Manny, the honors.
You followed me to Beirut. The last time I saw my father. Why would he have you follow me? It doesn't make any sense.
What? I'm so sorry. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose.
I'm going to make you very unhappy. I'm already unhappy.
I love you, but I love me more. And I've been in a relationship with myself for 49 years, and that's the one I need to work on.
Well, it's all a matter of perspective.
Speaking of perspective, how could I forget, Miss Swan?
Well, how many times must I ask you to call me Elizabeth?
At least once more, Miss Swan. As always.
Stan, I give you my word. Whatever you've heard about me, it's not true.
Oh, I know it. I always knew it.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon. Chewie here tells me you're looking for passage to the Alderaan system.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-through.
I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
I mean, come on.
Serendipity.
The epitome of cool. So there were two Bonds in there. And we actually asked the question before, who is your favorite James Bond? So I'm curious, Jem, do we have some comments? Do we have some thoughts from some of our viewers?
Well, Stuart Fletcher says best Bond, Mr. Connery, of course.
Yeah, okay, as we just saw right there.
And Paliga Records says Pierce Brosnan. But there's a lot of people saying Sean Connery. At least XCVBVNBNMM tried to say Sean Connery, but said Sean Honery.
Sean Honery, yeah.
Josh Barks says Brosnan. Hagab Garabed says Daniel Craig. But, there's Marvel Superheroes 42 says Roger Moore.
I liked Moore as well. But no George Lazenby, though?
No.
Lazenby? No.
These are all
no
either
Timothy
Sean
Dalton?
or... Oh, there's one, Timothy.
There you go, Timothy Dalton. He had the thing. I don't know, who's your favorite?
Mine?
Oh, you said already, right? Sean Connery?
No, actually, my favorite actually is Pierce Brosnan. Because that was the first Bond I was ever exposed to, you know?
Right, yeah.
There was like this video game that I really liked to play, and it was based with the actors and...
GoldenEye.
No, not GoldenEye, actually. It was Everything or Nothing. It was like a original story with like William Dafoe playing the villain and stuff. It was pretty good, actually.
So we have two Bonds on this list, right? What are we thinking here? Because remember, the whole way this works is we're reverse engineering the list, and you have to guess what the name of the list is based on those entries. And if you give us the right answer, you can win some swag. So, you'll get a gift certificate to our shop. You can get T-shirts, you can get mugs, you can get hats, all kinds of stuff. We're going to show you again that supercut, and if you can figure out what all those entries have to do with each other, and then guess the title, then you could win. So we're going to give a prize for the person who gets the right answer, and also another prize for the person who gets the funniest or most creative alternative answer. Let's see that supercut again and see if we can figure out what all these things have in common.
You followed me to Beirut. The last time I saw my father. Why would he have you follow me? It doesn't make any sense.
What? I'm so sorry. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose.
I'm going to make you very unhappy.
I'm already unhappy.
I love you, but I love me more. And I've been in a relationship with myself for 49 years, and that's the one I need to work on.
Well, it's all a matter of perspective.
Speaking of perspective, how could I forget, Miss Swan?
Well, how many times must I ask you to call me Elizabeth?
At least once more, Miss Swan. As always.
Stan, I give you my word. Whatever you've heard about me, it's not true.
Oh, I know it. I always knew it.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon. Chewie here tells me you're looking for passage to the Alderaan system.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-through.
I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
All right, so do we have any guesses? We're about to show you on the screen what some of these entries are, but before we do, I want to know if we have any guesses.
For some reason, there are a lot of daddy-themed ideas here.
Okay.
Evelyn B suggests that this is top 10 actors with daddy issues.
Mm-hmm.
CM Mellon says top 10 daddies appearing on screen.
Interesting. Okay. Natalie Portman.
Zach Turner also says that the top 10 characters with daddy issues.
Interesting.
I don't know where that came from.
Okay.
Shawnit says top 10 actors with no family background. I don't know what's that supposed to mean. Like, they don't come from famous acting families or something like that?
Or maybe it's the character, because if you think about the first one, Jason Bourne, you know, maybe
it doesn't even have any background.
Right, exactly. All right, well, let's go through the entries, and maybe that'll help. So, number 10. Matt Damon as Jason Bourne.
That's right.
You know, the guy, actually, interesting tidbit, the name Bourne came from Ansel Bourne, who was a preacher in Rhode Island, the first documented case of dissociative fugue, which is not unlike dissociative amnesia or dissociative identity disorder. So basically, the first guy who had what Bourne has was actually named Bourne. So
probably the first identified case, at least.
Exactly, yeah. Not good point. All right, number 9. Natalie Portman as Jane Foster. Okay. Let's keep moving on down this list. Number 8.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum as Duke in G.I. Joe. So we have Matt Damon and Jason Bourne. We have Natalie Portman in the MCU. We have Channing Tatum as Duke in G.I. Joe. Number 7. Kim Cattrall as Samantha Jones. Sex and the City. Okay,
we're all over the place.
All over the place. All right, let's keep going. Number 6, Daniel Craig again.
Yeah.
Second time he's on this game as James Bond. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley as Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann from
the Pirates of the Caribbean series.
That's right, exactly. Okay, are we starting to get? Is there a theme happening here? Any guesses?
Top 10 best agents, Munah Saif says. I don't think that's the case.
Okay.
Fairy Tale Miner says top 10 scientists in movies.
Oh, that would have been interesting. You know what? Well,
No.
Samantha Jones might be a sex scientist, but...
I don't think Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann are scientists.
No, that's true. Okay, yeah. All right, let's continue down the list.
Neither is James Bond.
All right. Well, in a certain way. Okay, Edward Norton as Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
It's true. He was the Hulk for a brief second, as it were, in the history of all those Marvel movies.
Of all the MCU, yeah. All right, keep going. Number 3, Harrison Ford as Han Solo. We're all very excited for Solo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that because not everyone's so excited about that. But that's...
we'll talk about it.
That's for a later discussion. Number 2, Michael Keaton is...
Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is Batman. Batman! This is a hard list. Number 1, Sean Connery's James Bond again.
Hey.
How are we going to... What is it that unites all these things?
They say British actors.
British actors.
Jacob Seed says that.
Okay.
Except that...
Ed Norton's not British.
Neither is, I don't think, Matt Damon.
No,
or
Natalie Portman is not. She's Israeli, but she's not...
Or Channing Tatum.
Yeah, okay.
Or Harrison Ford.
What else do we have as far as guesses?
Miss Kennedy 18 says top 10 character relationships.
Interesting. But that would be, I guess, Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
Maybe.
Self-identifying.
Dragon Killer says top 10 action movies. Not quite.
Sex and the City.
Not quite an action movie.
Okay. Although the other ones, if it wasn't for Sex and the City, that would be an interesting guess.
Here's an interesting guess from Aviator Shadow. It says top 10 second choice actors that owned their movies.
Okay. Really? If that's the case, then I think we might have ourselves an alternative.
It's a good alternative title.
Okay, yeah.
How about top 10 people that did not want to play their role? We're getting there, I think.
We are getting there. Why don't we watch it one more time?
Let's watch it one more time.
Okay, Manny?
You followed me to Beirut. The last time I saw my father. Why would he have you follow me? It doesn't make any sense.
What? I'm so sorry. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose.
I'm going to make you very unhappy.
I'm already unhappy.
I love you, but I love me more. And I've been in a relationship with myself for 49 years, and that's the one I need to work on.
Well, it's all a matter of perspective.
Speaking of perspective, how could I forget, Miss Swan?
Well, how many times must I ask you to call me Elizabeth?
At least once more, Miss Swan. As always.
Stan, I give you my word. Whatever you've heard about me, it's not true.
Oh, I know it. I always knew it.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon. Chewie here tells me you're looking for passage to the Alderaan system.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-through.
I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
I'll get drive-through. I never realized that Michael Keaton was as cool as he was as Batman. He was a pretty good Batman.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So again, let's just go through this. Matt Damon in the Jason Bourne franchise, Natalie Portman in the MCU, Channing Tatum in G.I. Joe, Kim Cattrall in Sex and the City, Daniel Craig in the James Bond franchise, Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, Ed Norton in the MCU, Harrison Ford in the Star Wars franchise, Michael Keaton, I keep doing that. Michael Keaton in the Batman franchise, but the Joel Schumacher, Tim Burton part of that franchise, and Sean Connery in the James Bond franchise. So think about it that way. Do we have any answers?
The people are getting like very, very close, but not quite, because we're very picky when it comes to
exact titles. Yeah.
There's exact titles. There's Melissa Clark who said top 10 actors who did not want to play their roles. Mm-hmm. Caleb Thomas and a bunch of other people, but Caleb was the first I could see, say top 10 actors that hated their roles.
Okay.
Which is...
I'll take it.
It's almost there.
We're pretty much there. I think it's time to reveal and then go through.
But, a closer title I just saw.
Oh, excitement.
Crap.
What's happening? What's happening? We got it.
There is Alyssa M who says top 10 actors who didn't want to reprise their roles, which I think is...
We can do
that's
that.
Close enough.
Yeah, we'll do it. So the actual name of the list, and who's this?
Alyssa M.
Alyssa M, congratulations, you got it. Top 10 actors who wanted out of franchises. So there you go. Let's go through the list. Matt Damon wanted to get out of Jason Bourne. Basically, he was tired. I think he skipped out on number 4, was it?
Yeah.
Because Paul Greengrass wasn't there, and then when Paul came back, they reprised and got back together. But he's pretty much done with Jason Bourne. Natalie Portman as Jane Foster in the MCU. She wanted in because Kenneth Branagh was doing a superhero movie, and she thought that would be cool.
Yeah.
And then she was going to stay when Patty Jenkins was supposed to do Thor 2, but then Patty Jenkins left, and she stayed on. Should have stayed for Thor 3 and now Infinity Wars, because the paycheck would have been pretty good.
Pretty good, but
no, she wanted out. Channing Tatum hated being in G.I. Joe. He was contractually obliged to be in G.I. Joe. In fact, if he didn't appear, he would have been sued. And he was a big fan as a kid, but when he saw the script, he's like, damn, that really sucks. Kim Cattrall, well, we know that there's a lot of drama and infighting, and there is a Sex and the City 3, but she's not going to be in it. And now Cynthia Nixon is running for office in New York, so who knows what's going to happen with Sex and the City 3. Daniel Craig has been saying for years he doesn't want to be Bond anymore, but he's signed on for another one.
It's his fault for being such a good Bond, I guess.
So. He is a great Bond. I got to give it to him. Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley, they were tired. They wanted to go on to other things. No hard feelings.
That's fair.
But they did make a cameo in 2017's Dead Man.
Fair.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Ed Norton. So this is interesting. The director originally wanted Mark Ruffalo, but the studio, Marvel, said no, we want Ed Norton. Ed Norton did it, said he didn't want to be typecast, and so then they went with Ruffalo. And Ruffalo seems to me to be the best.
That was a good choice.
Yeah, they haven't gotten the Hulk, the CGI part right, as far as I'm concerned. I'll say it. I've said it.
Hey, man, it's not easy doing that, I guess.
No, I guess.
But they have billions of dollars, so they should do better.
Or just bring back Lou Ferrigno. Harrison Ford wanted out of the Star Wars franchise ever since Return of the Jedi. And you know why?
Why?
Actually, I won't say. Tune in because this is an upcoming list. We're going to release it next week, so you'll find out why he wanted out if you watch our list when it comes out next week. And of course, we're going to be doing a lot of coverage of Solo. Michael Keaton, and not Michael Keaton.
No, not Keaton.
Michael Keaton wanted out of that franchise because he was on board with all of the Tim Burton stuff, but then when Joel Schumacher took over, he didn't like the direction it was going, and he got out of there. But then we got Clooney and Kilmer, and that didn't do so well. But then we had Christian Bale, and then Batfleck, so I don't know where we're at.
Batfleck isn't that bad.
You like the Batfleck, I'm not. I like Sad Fleck. Whatever they call him. And then Sean Connery, James Bond after 5 movies, I think. After 5 films, he didn't want to be typecast, so he said, you know what, I'm out. And then he went back in, and then he was out, and then they dragged him back in. I think he went back 3 times.
Oh, well, I guess.
And he's still cool. He's still cool.
Yeah.
No, you're not so much?
It's okay.
Okay. So, anyways, let us know what you thought of this show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. For those of you who we've announced as winners, and so we have Dr. Nerdly, we have, those of you who we've announced, please write to us a private message on YouTube and we'll give you instructions on how to win your swag. The 2 alternative answers that we liked.
One I liked actually was by Becky B, who said, top 10, I can't win things.
Sure, done.
I can win this, not things, I'm sorry. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of funny.
Okay, no, I'm fine with that, yeah. And there was another one that we really liked.
Which one was it? Do not want to play? Was that the one?
Nope.
Did not want to play? Wanted,
All right, we'll figure it out. We'll put it in the comments. We'll put it in the comments, check back, and then if you see that we've used your comments, or we'll find a way to get in touch with you. Yeah, we can get in touch with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll scroll through, we'll find it, and we'll get in touch with you. So thank you all for playing. Hope you had a good time. Which camera am I looking at? That way, that way, that way, that way. There we go. Thank you all for tuning in. Let us know what you thought in the comments, and we'll be doing this every week, Thursdays at 3 p.m. So hopefully you will know your mojo as much as you can. On behalf of Jem and myself, thank you, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.